Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get straight to the heart of what's truly captivating us. And right now, there's this huge buzz around a major new release in a really beloved dystopian universe, Suzanne Collins' Sunrise on the Reaping.
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere. You can't really miss it if you're paying attention to that world.
Exactly. So our mission today is to really get into the recent Reddit discussion mega thread for the book. We're basically sifting through what everyone's saying, the reactions, the theories, the critiques, all that collective fan experience.
Trying to pull out the most, well, compelling bits, the real debates.
Yeah, we want to give you a shortcut to understanding what really hit people hard, what challenged them, what made it a gut punch for some, or a masterpiece for others.
And sometimes both, right? It seems like that's a common theme.
Definitely. So through these discussions, we'll look at how Sunrise on the Reaping fills in gaps, but maybe also sort of redefines how we see Snow, Haymitch, Rebellion.
The whole picture. Each Reddit thread, each reaction, it adds a piece.
Right. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so unpacking this. The first thing, the immediate reaction, it's just overwhelmingly emotional.
Oh, absolutely.
People describing it as a gut punch, heartbreakingly well written, even saying it brought them to tears.
Yeah.
And what's really striking is how many people just binged it, like finished in a day, despite how heavy it is.
It's kind of wild, isn't it? Finishing something so dark so quickly.
It really is. Makes you wonder if we're all just, I don't know, gluttons for punishment with these stories.
Maybe. But yeah, looking at the threads, the intensity of that response is really something. It's immediate. You had users like Jargon Ninja 69 saying they were blown away, crying. Sprinkles Virtual 595 foot, couldn't put it down, felt destroyed by the end.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They clearly hit a raw nerve, like a really visceral reaction that maybe stands out even within the series. It suggests this powerful connection to the themes, maybe loss and futility. Perhaps because we already sort of know how things turn out for some characters.
That's a good point. Knowing the future adds another layer of pain.
And the fact that people devoured it so fast, even though it's devastating, I mean, that just speaks volumes about Colin's storytelling, right?
Yeah.
It pulls you in, even when it hurts.
So for you, the listener, diving in, what does this mean? Well, expect something powerful, harrowing even. It demands a real emotional investment.
Yeah, brace yourself.
There was this one user, Spark11A, who made a great point about how the book really showcased that there are things much scarier than physical pain. They described Haymitch's fate as like worse than death in so many ways because he lost everyone and had to live with it, helpless.
That really hits home. The psychological scars, the trauma, often much worse than any physical wound in Panem, it lingers.
And that intense emotional way, it really comes directly from Haymitch's story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's the core.
Which is where it gets really interesting for longtime fans because this is Haymitch's origin story. Finally.
Missing piece.
Yeah. Readers praised the extraordinary care Collins took, giving him this rich and awful backstory and showing the true start of the revolution through his experiences.
It felt like it just clicked into place for a lot of people, explaining his cynicism, his methods, why he is who he is in the trilogy.
Totally reframing him.
And if we broaden that out, the book just masterfully explores his descent into, misery, alcoholism, all driven by Snow, systematically killing everyone he cared about. Calculated.
So
the threads really highlighted that. Users saying Haymitch went through so much in such little time, or that he felt like bad luck because everyone close to him was just taken away.
Oh, terrible.
And it really makes you ask, how much does knowing this reframe his character in the original books for you? Does it deepen your empathy? Change how you see his cynicism?
Right, like maybe seeing it less as just personality flaws and more as coping mechanisms.
Exactly. Direct results of what he endured. It suddenly elevates his mentorship of Katniss, too, doesn't it? From just a gruff task to something deeply personal, almost like redemption.
That's a powerful way to put it, reframing his mentorship. And it sounds like lots of readers felt that. Like Alex Kagiki loved the parallels with Haymitch and Katniss, saying it really makes you understand all of the things Haymitch said to Katniss in the first book. It gives you that context for why he's so cynical, why his methods are abrasive but protective.
It all stems from his own loss.
But I wonder, did the discussions touch on whether this backstory might have explained things too neatly? Like, did it make him less complex, less mysterious for anyone?
That's a really sharp question. And yeah, there was a bit of that tension discussed. Some people did wonder about that. The insight, I think, is that fans want continuity. They want explanations. but they also value that bit of ambiguity that lets them interpret things.
Right, you don't want everything spelled out.
But honestly, the overwhelming feeling seemed to be that Collins deepened his character without totally killing the mystery. By focusing on the sources of his pain, his resolve, instead of just making him a simple hero, she actually made his journey even more compelling, I think.
So the complexity wasn't random, it was forged.
Exactly. Forged in that incredibly cruel world.
And speaking of that world, moving deeper, the discussions really drove home the sheer brutality of Panem and how it's so much more than just the arena.
Oh, definitely. It permeates everything.
Like user Joneset, who was just upset by the slaughters of children by other children and all the tortures they'd been subjected to by bloodthirsty and indifferent adults.
It really makes you think about the nature of the games, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just a contest. It's this sophisticated machine of ongoing terror.
Chilling. Truly chilling.
And what's compelling is how the story uses things like Lenore Dove's death by poisoning outside the arena
Right.
to symbolically show that the Hunger Games actually extends beyond the arena itself. Snow's actions reinforce that, as Old Savings 566 put it, if you put one step out of line, you are likely to be met with death.
No escape, even if you win.
Exactly. It shatters the illusion that the arena is the only danger zone. It shows Snow's absolute tyranny, how the districts are always under his thumb. Even a victor's family isn't safe.
And beyond just the outright killing, the forums pointed out things like Snow's psychological torture, too.
Yes. The calculated cruelty.
Forcing victors to watch loved ones executed publicly, or just the chillingly normal capital laws designed to enforce total obedience.
And like we touched on, it wasn't just physical pain. It was the psychological stuff, the force loss, the public humiliation, all part of the capital strategy.
A multi-pronged attack.
Yeah, it's not just about kids fighting. It's a system built to crush your hope, your spirit.
Which makes Haymitch's final promise, that defiant vow to stop the sun rising on another reaping so incredibly powerful as an act of resistance.
Fighting a system designed to take away even the will to hope. It's huge.
So, okay, let's shift gears a bit. Talk about some literary stuff that got people talking. Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven showing up. That was a big one.
Oh yeah, that sparked a lot of debate.
Some readers, like Pyraptor, saw the poems being there constantly as really deliberate, representing the deterioration of Haymitch's mental state, like Poe's narrator.
A direct parallel.
But then others, like Scrader 18, found it, well, repetitive, saying, enough with the Lenore, never more already, we got it.
Yeah, pretty blunt.
A strong reaction.
Absolutely. But what I found really insightful from the Reddit discussions was the idea that this wasn't just a simple literary nod. It sort of elevates Haymitch's personal tragedy into this almost classical Gothic story.
Interesting take.
This connection to Poe suggests Collins is digging into not just physical cruelty, but the sophisticated, insidious psychological warfare from Snow.
Connecting it back to Snow's methods.
Exactly.
Right.
It makes you see Haymitch's alcoholism not just as a weakness, but as a direct, tragic result of a mind being systematically broken. It really underscores Snow's true villainy, destroying hope, destroying sanity. So while, yeah, maybe some readers found the repetition a bit much, as users Dr. Richtofen and M. Higgy pointed out, it undeniably ramps up the psychological impact. It mirrors that internal state of someone dealing with huge, inescapable loss.
That's a much deeper reading than just, oh, look, Poe, seeing it as part of the warfare. Okay. And sticking with literary choices, another thing that caused debate, the Covey girls, Lenore Dove and Lucy Gray.
Right, the similarities.
Yeah, users like Plus Birthday 4701 found like way too similar, almost uncreative, like just repeating character types.
Bit of a retread, maybe.
But then others were more open to theories about a deeper connection, maybe a shared lineage, hinting at a pattern of rebellion in District 12 tied to music and oral traditions.
And that whole debate really shows how deeply fans engage with the lore, doesn't it? This interpretive tension. Is Collins showing Snow trapped in his own past, projecting Lucy Gray onto Lenore, revealing his own issues? Or is it more hopeful? Like, these rebellious spirits, often tied to music in District 12, are just an inherent, persistent challenge to the capital. A lineage of defiant Snow keeps trying and failing to stamp out.
So it puts the whole thing in context, the deep roots of resistance through names, traditions.
Yeah, the power of folklore, even in this dystopia. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Okay, so this deep dive also naturally surfaced some critiques. Some users definitely felt Sunrise on the Reaping went into fan service territory.
Heard that one.
Like maybe too many OG trilogy characters popping up or connections that felt a bit too convenient, a bit forced. Carlotta Maloney and Forgotten Face mentioned that.
Questioning if it served the new story or was just nostalgia.
Exactly. That fan service critique is interesting. It's always this delicate balance when you expand a universe people love. How did the Reddit community seem to draw the line between a meaningful callback and something that felt, I guess, unearned?
That's a great question. And the discussion showed a real spectrum. It really highlights how sophisticated the audience is. For many, seeing younger versions of characters like Effie or even subtle nods to Wires and BT felt okay. It grounded Haymitch's story in the timeline, subtly foreshadowed things, deepened the rebellion's origins without being jarring.
Okay, so that felt justified.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
But when connections felt too convenient, like the big reveal that Katniss's dad was Haymitch's best friend, that definitely sparked some debate. Some found it a bit too neat, a bit on the nose.
Right.
So the insight there, I think, is that fans want continuity, they want intricate world building, but they also demand it feels organic. New details should enrich the lore and serve the new story.
Not just decorate it with familiar faces for a nostalgia hit.
Precisely. It shows they want narratives that build authentically, not just echo the past.
Enriching versus decorating. That's a great way to put it. Tough line to walk. But okay, beyond critiques, the threads also look forward. There's confirmed news about the movie, right? Coming in 2026.
Yep. Next year, quote unquote. And casting news is already out there, building the hype.
And of course, the eternal fan question. What's next for the Hunger Games universe? People really want stories from other perspectives.
Oh yeah, lots of ideas floating around.
Like a Finnick book was mentioned a lot, his exploitation, his rebellion work. Or maybe diving into Plutarch's early days and the rebellion, capital politics, spy stuff.
Even looking at the complex loyalties in Districts 1 or 2, seeing it from their side,
Yeah.
and taking that broader view, these discussions really show how much the Hunger Games world still resonates. And the hunger, pun intended, for stories that expand the world.
The political landscape, the social stuff.
Right, not just revisiting familiar ground. It shows a really critical audience that wants depth, wants fresh perspectives. They appreciate character backstories, sure, but they also want stories that push the boundaries of the world, challenge assumptions.
So it's not just about more prequels or sequels necessarily.
It seems like they're looking for world building that reveals new facets of Panem's history, its power structures, its different kinds of resistance. It shows a really mature engagement with the series' big themes: oppression, rebellion.
Wow. Okay, what a deep dive into Sunrise on the Reaping. We've covered the raw emotional hit,
The gut punch.
Haymitch's tragic origins and what that means for his character, the way Panem's cruelty extends way beyond the arena.
The literary debates, Poe, the Covey girls.
Yeah, and the critiques, the fan service debate, and what fans are hoping for next.
It's a lot.
It is. It's clear this book, even with its tough moments and the debates it sparked, really continues Suzanne Collins' legacy, provoking thought, challenging you to rethink Panem, just confirming the power of this whole narrative.
Absolutely. It's definitely left its mark.
So whether you found it a heartbreaking masterpiece or maybe a slightly familiar journey through a tragic past, Sunrise on the Reaping leaves us with this lingering question. Snoo Rabbit's 4960 quoted it from the book. You are capable of imagining a different future, and maybe it won't be realized today, maybe not in our lifetime, maybe it will take generations. We're all part of a continuum. Does that make it pointless?
Powerful quote to end on.
It really is. So what does that continuum mean for you? For the sparks of hope, maybe defiance, in our own world? Knowing that change, however slow it feels sometimes, is maybe always a possibility, something to think about.